your life with a due sense of responsibility. You are responsible for what happens to you. I know you want to blame somebody else, but every time you point your finger, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you and say, no, you guilty. Preach it, Pastor. We're talking in the conference to ignite your influence. I want to share with you how you can have influence tonight. Because your life is not a dress rehearsal. It is the real deal. You don't make a bunch of mistakes and say, take 2. You know what they do in the movies? Cut! Take 2, take 5, take 20. No. This is it. See, you know, people who in the medical profession, a doctor who work on people and operate on people, sometimes they make mistakes. And people die on the operating table. You know what they do with a dead person? They bury them. And they tell you, I'm sorry. But when you make a mistake, you have to live with the consequence of it for the rest of your life. How many know your mistakes can dog your tracks? It can become like a shadow. So that's why before we make any decision, we must stop and ask ourselves the question, will I enjoy the memory of this decision I'm about to make? See, we just do make decisions off the cuff. We make decisions based on someone else influencing us. What someone else says. Instead of stop and ask yourself, why should I do that? How will that help me in my life? How will that make me better? We are responsible the way we live our lives. Where we invest our time, I believe, will determine the richness of our life legacy. You know, it's all about legacy, isn't that right? It's what are you going to leave? How would you like to be remembered? I know many times people die and we get up behind the podium and lie about them. No, it was such a beautiful, no, that person died exactly the way they live. But we get up there, trying to be nice. No, I've been to funerals, especially when I was young, and they're talking about this guy. I know the guy was a crook. But, he was such a nice guy. I feel like getting him and say, no, liar, no. Huh? But we want to make everybody at the end of their life feel like they have great success. But what you're going to leave behind is a legacy. Now, just imagine with me for a moment. If you live 75 years on this human planet and you spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, at work from age 22 to 65. Listen to this. You would have spent more than 14 years of your life at work. If you sleep 8 hours a night, you would have spent 25 years in bed. I've discovered people die in bed. Amen. If you spend 3 hours a day on meals, you'd have spent 9.4 years eating. That's why we enlarge ourselves. So 48.4 years will be spent working, eating, and sleeping, and 26.6 years spent on education and leisure time. Your time is where you spend, your life, is where you spend your time. Your life is where you spend your time. Come on, say it with me. Your life is where you spend your time. Come on, look at somebody and tell them, your life is where you spend your time. Say it again. Your life is where you spend your time. One more time. Your life is where you spend your time. So what I'm really spending is not money, it's time. Because the money you spend came out of what? Time. I believe each day of your existence should be counted for some kind of benefit. Each day of your existence should be counted. At the end of a day, you should be like, God, it's good, man. That was God, right? Didn't God, when he spoke the earth into existence, and the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh day, every day, even of every day, God said it was what? Good. That means he accomplished something.